Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and today we are going to take a look at Monday Night Wars Elite Wave 2, as well as the Chase pickup that I had at my Walmart this week. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I found Monday Night Wars Elite Wave 2, and when I tell you I saw this, I knew all the Walmarts were resetting. I had picked up the Ultimate Editions with Bret Hart and Roddy Piper. I had picked up Wave 1 a while back, and I've seen people picking this wave up, and I live in the Midwest, so typically I'm not one of the people that's going to find things first. I might see people on the coast catch these, and I know some people have been getting them at the Mattel store, and I've seen some people the last couple days having these pop up, but I didn't expect to find them. So I just kind of went into Walmart because there's a couple Jazzwares figures I'm looking for, and I had some spare time before I had to go pick my kids up from daycare, and lo and behold, we've got Wave 2 staring right at me. So I about shat myself in the aisle. I was so excited, and I grabbed all of them. And oddly enough, they all rang up at a different price. So the tag for them said $19.84. So one of them rang up $19.84. Two of them rang up at $19.87, and then one of them rang up at $22.34. So I don't know what was going on there, but I got a deal on three of them, I guess. So I'm not going to talk anymore, but let's get these things open. All right, so first man out of the box here is going to be WCW debut Rey Mysterio Jr., and it's a fine figure. I think it looks good. I like that we are getting debut Rey Mysterio. It does tear at the heartstrings a little bit, and that we are getting this in an Elite line that replaced the Ultimate Edition we were supposed to get of him. And it's even worse that we were supposed to be getting overalls and unmasked devil-horned Rey Mysterio in its place. But I am sure either it was the maskless option or the devil horns that got the kibosh on the Rey Mysterio, and we got this. So nonetheless, I think it's a fine figure. It's just like every other Rey Mysterio. We've gotten WCW Reys, so we've gotten this design. It's just his debut. I think that does hold some weight because it's like a special moment for Rey Mysterio Jr., which this line does seem to see more about specific moments. And we've got the double jointed arms and everything, and I think it's a fine figure. I think that the Rey Mysterio figures are good. I think their formula is good. It's just, as far as what could have been and what I think should have been, it's a little disappointing. So he doesn't come with much. He comes with fisted hands and open hands, and I don't like that they use these hands for Rey Mysterio. I think they're too big. I wish they would use the women's hands, honestly. Zelina Vega is in the same skin tone, and I've used those hands on a Rey, and on my Leo Rush custom, I think those fit much better. At least we are getting open hands with a Rey Mysterio instead of just fisted hands and the open mask Rey Mysterio pose hands. So that is it for Rey. I'm not going to do a lot of talking about Rey. He's just like every other Rey we've gotten. He does come with the legs for the Build-A-Figure though. So moving on. I lied a little bit. Not quite moving on. Here is the other Rey Mysterio WCW version that we recently got, which has the same mask mold, I believe. And then here's the first Rey Mysterio. I think this is the first one we got. I don't remember if Halloween Havoc Rey came after that, but you can see, exact same figure. He doesn't have the wrist gauntlets or the elbow tape or any tattoos, not even the sun on his shoulder, which is accurate, I believe. And, if you have one Rey, you have them all. If you are trying to collect the Build-A-Figure line, they're the Build-A-Figure in here. or if you, like me, are just a huge Rey Mysterio fan, go ahead and pick it up. But if not, don't think you're missing out on a lot. Next up is Fake Diesel, and this is one, when I saw this, I laughed so hard. I did not expect this. If anything, I thought we would get maybe a Diesel figure, and then they'd throw in the fake Diesel head. I didn't think they would sell just fake Diesel. So I don't know, if you're buying this, I imagine you have a Diesel figure already, so you could swap a head onto this. This vest is so nice. This might be the best vest we've ever gotten for a Diesel figure. If you're unaware, fake Diesel, after Kevin Nash left for WCW, they said, we'll just carry on with the Diesel character, and before he became a Hall of Famer, Kane played fake Diesel, which is hilarious. If you go back and watch him, there was also fake Razor Ramon, which honestly, without fake Razor Ramon, it feels kind of incomplete, but still, I think it's hysterical that we are getting this in this line. Fake Diesel comes with the arms for our Build-A-Figure, as well as a bevy of counting hands, 1 count, 2 count, 3 count, and pointing hands. Just an outrageous number of hands. I think it's awesome, which I think is going to be commonplace for like these referee Build-A-Figures we've got. But just looking here, you can see he's got the fisted hand. Oh, they're rubber banded together. So we've got the biker glove on this one. There we go. Here's the open hand, and then the fist on this side. And then this rubber band is kind of holding on the glasses here. But there is the Kane, Glenn Jacobs, fake Diesel. Why can't I get this thing off? There we go. And what do you guys think? Do you think that looks like Kane with a bad wig? I think this is a wig. I don't think that was his real hair. But then look at this vest. This is so nice. You can see the like straps molded in there. He's got the sides painted, all the studs painted on the back as well. Let's try and get it off here. Actually, before we do that, I have my Ultimate Edition Diesel. I wanted to put them side by side, because this is, I really like this Diesel figure. Now, some people had some complaints about it when it came out, as far as just like how much we were getting for it. But look at the difference in the vests. This one, relatively flat. Like, I guess it's got some molding in there, but I don't know. I guess they did a pretty good job on that one too. But there they are together, Diesel and fake Diesel. So this one, try and get his vest off here. It says Diesel Power on it. And this is just cracking me up. Same formula as we have seen with all the Diesels. He's got the like Undertaker size Undertaker torso, and then the pants molded specifically for Kevin Nash. So articulation, he's pretty, well, I guess this leg's just kind of stuck. So this one kicks up well. Pinless arms are just kind of like normal. So it moves well. Fake Diesel wasn't exactly a work rate kind of guy, so it'll work out. But fake Diesel is fantastic, and I'm not gonna tell you every single one, I guess, whether I think you should buy it. If you are into this point in time, I think it's almost an automatic purchase for you. And if not, I don't know why necessarily you'd want fake Diesel, but still, I think it is a very nice figure. Moving on. Next up, we have the DX Triple H, and this one comes with the DX chop hands. It comes with some open hands, as well as the head sculpt for one referee, Theodore Long. So this Triple H, admittedly, doesn't do a lot for me. If this was in the Legends line or just the Elite line, it would be a pretty easy pass for me. This is almost a carbon copy of the DX Army Triple H, which I ended up fixing up because I'm not a huge fan of this head sculpt. I don't think it's bad necessarily, but it's not one of my favorites. Even attire-wise, they really didn't get too crazy with it. They gave us a very small repaint of the Legends one that had the green, and I much prefer the green. I personally don't really remember this red. I don't think it's a bad looking figure. I do think they give the arms are a little big for Triple H, but it's the same as the same body type as the first Triple H that we got, DX Triple H that we got, with the kind of metallic, shimmery, bluish, gray look. So if you don't have a DX Triple H, it's a great pickup. Here is the fixed up Legends I was talking about. So I've got a shirt on him from Threadhead Custom Clothing. This is, I think, the best Triple H head sculpt. And I'll take the shirt off just so you can see what I'm talking about. No difference at all. It is almost the exact same figure, except it is red instead of green. So if you are, I don't know, if you'd rather have a red version of him, go ahead and pick him up. I don't even know what the secondary market looks like for the green Triple H, but when I think of DX Triple H, I think of green and black, obviously. So fine figure, articulation as well. I don't really like these legs for him. Oh wow. So mine is extremely stiff. I'm not going to force it too much. Kind of been seeing this more with Mattel's figures. Some that are on ball joints like this one, even those are getting difficult to move without throwing them in some hot water. So I don't know. I don't know really what's going on with that there. But again, it's your average Mattel figure. Don't think it's bad, but doesn't do much for me. So I do want to get to this last one here, at least last release besides the Build-A-Figure, because I think that might do a little more for me. And last one here from the set, and this was easily the one I was most excited to pick up, is Nitro debut Kevin Nash. And this one, I kind of assumed we would be getting these, all the Nitro debut, the early NWO stuff. And obviously when Nash and Hall debuted, they were the outsiders. We got the Razor Ramon and the Hulk Hogan in the first set, or Scott Hall and Hulk Hogan in the first wave, and it was obviously we were getting Kevin Nash. So this one, it's way different. Every Kevin Nash pretty much that we've gotten has had the same leg mold and then the same torso, that Undertaker torso. And this one, it is street clothes. They gave him a cloth goods shirt. They gave him a molded watch to go on. They gave him swappable hair, and I like it. I just feel like, so with it's Jimmy Uso that we got it on, that clicked on really well, whereas this one doesn't quite click in, or at least I can't get it to as well. So it kind of floats, and if I turn the head, it kind of pops up. I don't think it looks bad necessarily, but I'm a little disappointed with that because I'd like to have him with the hat on. I do like that though, because typically you'd get a guy with big hair and then just put a gargantuan hat with him. So let's try this other hair for him, try and pop that on, see how it looks. And I think, is this the head that we're getting with the new Ultimate Edition? Okay, so that clicks in a little better, and I think that looks good. I like this cloth goods shirt. The torso underneath him is the same torso they've used for like Hulk Hogan Elite, Mean Mark Callis Elite. We've seen that a few times. It's just kind of like that generic bigger guy torso, and you see, I don't know, the hair's coming up a little bit. Hopefully that's not an issue on all of them. I think just because it's so big and it sits on the shoulders that's happening, but it's frustrating. I was pretty happy with the Jimmy Uso when we got it. Articulation-wise, they're just the Undertaker, like American Badass legs we've seen before. Arms are double jointed, of course. So really not a lot to it, just like the Scott Hall and the Hulk Hogan. Pretty just generic looks. I got some, I don't know, mark on his head. We'll have to acetone that off. But of course we got to get Razor in here, or excuse me, Scott Hall, or baby Scott Hall, because they made him effing short. God, they made him so short. I'm going to be making my own. I'm going to repaint some Shield legs, do my own Scott Hall, because I can't stand how short he is. But there's NWO Hogan, so I am absolutely pumped to have these three as a set. And that was the biggest reason I wanted this second wave. That was the most wanted outside of that Rey Mysterio we originally saw. That was definitely my most wanted figure, not from the set, but just in general. I really wanted that, but nonetheless, I'm happy with what I've got here besides Scott Hall, but we've talked about that in past videos. So let's get the Build-A-Figure put together. Playa. Okay, so we've got all the pieces here, and you know, sometimes I'm pumped for the Build-A-Figure, sometimes I'm indifferent, don't really care too much. Wasn't like super pumped to get the Build-A-Figure British Bulldog. I haven't picked that one up yet. The Build-A-Figure Kurt Hennig or Mr. Perfect I haven't picked up, so I missed some, but Referee Teddy Long I was pretty excited to pick up, and they have made a lot of changes with Build-A-Figures that I really like and appreciate. They've made the pieces a little better as far as popping in and staying in. I do believe I assume this is the same exact mold as the John Cone figure, which I have not picked up. The Teddy Long face sculpt here, head sculpt here, is very nice, and I will compare him to the other Build-A-Figure that we've gotten of Teddy. I do think it's weird, like we get all these hands and then we don't get just a neutral pair of hands. We get 1 count hands. We've got 2 count hands. 3 count hands. And the pin counting hands. So I think it's interesting because they package so many things in there. Maybe they could have thrown another pair of hands in with Rey Mysterio or something, but we'll get this man an open hand before too long, but we'll just throw a matte hand in there. But if you have the other Build-A-Figures, articulation wise, it's the same. These suited legs are so weird in how they're made. I don't like them, but they articulate great. Like, probably better than about any other Elite or Ultimate Edition. You can go all the way back, all the way forward, side to side, like you name it. Torso is nice. It's just Build-A-Figure. He's got the double jointed arms, so you can do whatever you want. You can count a pin. You can tell someone they've got to go one-on-one with the Undertaker. Whatever you want to do with your Teddy Long, this Build-A-Figure is nice, and you can get that done. Here is the other Build-A-Figure. I believe this was a Build-A-Figure. I got it off eBay complete for a decent price. So here is suited Teddy. You can see they updated the skin tone here. I think this likeness, especially with the True Effects, is significantly better. I didn't even necessarily think this was bad, but I think it's a massive upgrade. And again, I grew up remembering Teddy Long as a referee, so once he started managing and became the general manager, for me, I thought it was so cool, because I never had seen a referee do anything besides be a referee. Like Nick Patrick, he was a referee during the Attitude Era. He had some storylines he was involved in, and Earl Hebner was like the referee for me, but they never upgraded necessarily. They were always referees, so I always thought that was really cool with Teddy Long. And of course, now I just remember him for telling people they were going to go one-on-one that night with The Undertaker. So if you get everyone you want to build this Build-A-Figure, I think it's worth the pickups. Like I said, Triple H, kind of a dud. The Rey Mysterio, I think, is a nice figure, but still, it's your typical repainted Rey Mysterio. But then Fake Diesel and Kevin Nash, I think, are great figures, great additions to the collection. So that is going to wrap everything up for today. Had a lot of fun. I lied. We got to get Teddy out of here. We've got a Chase figure to look at. I cannot believe I almost forgot this. Amongst the piles. So my Walmart, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the picture from earlier in the week. I uploaded a shot, but I did not have this in there. There was so much on the shelves. There was like 6 Malachi Black. So I was like, you know what? Today is the day. I'm going to finally find the Brody King. I've been looking everywhere for a Brody King. I've seen the Jazzwares set multiple times with House of Black, Penta, El Cerro Miedo. I can't remember what the version of Penta is in that set. Whoever else, but Brody King has eluded me. I've seen Malachi Black, I've seen Buddy Matthews multiple times, and I was like, okay, we've got a full set here. We're bound to have Brody King, and boom. Nonetheless, I finally found him, and he is the Chase version. So I don't like hunt Chase figures. I do have a handful of them that I've picked up from Ringside, that I've bought like accidentally. And that's just what came in my order. But the Brody King, this figure is rad. And one thing with the Chases is that I think I've talked about this. Like, I really I think it's cool that Jazzwares does the Chase figures, but I wish that it was more like WWE, where it was just like a variant attire, not just like this figure's so hard to find, because a lot of them don't hold like a crazy value on the secondary market, so they don't feel that special to me. But at the same time, I don't want to take it out of the package because it's the 1 of 3,000 rare edition Brody King. And I really like the mask that he comes with. I think it's so cool, and I've yet to find another Brody King to open up and put on my shelf. So it's always like, I think it's ridiculous of me to say it's bittersweet to find a Chase because I can't open it. But like, I found the Billy Gunn. They've started doing this more with like smaller, with not as known characters, where they don't make them in the main wave. They make them the Chase. So I find a Chase of an obscure guy, and I don't really I want to open him to complete the set, but then I don't want to open it because it's the Chase. So I don't know. I have a weird feeling relationship with these Chase figures, but still, it's always cool finding one out at retail. I found the Billy Gunn, which I don't know if that's the same. No, that's Unrivaled, I think. CM Punk, I think, is the other one. And they did not have Chase CM Punk. They had 2 of the yellow versions, but I would have picked that one up. But anyway, that is actually everything. So we've got the whole Monday Night Wars Wave 2, and then I lucked out finding this Brody King, which might be my favorite Chase I have. I have a bunch of them. Maybe I'll do that for a showcase, kind of go through all the Chase and rare versions I have of figures. But if you stuck all the way to the end, I appreciate it very much. Hopefully you enjoy what you're seeing on the channel here. You can go check out some more unboxings, some work in progress Wednesday, you name it. We've probably got it on the channel to check out. And if we don't, you can leave your ideas in the comments and throw them at me. I'd love to chat about figures, whatever. So if you like what we're doing here, please continue to like, share, subscribe. I always appreciate that. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude, out.